she come from in the first place? I just want to know.
I came from Jesus.
I love that.
Hi, how are you?
I know Candiace through the pageant world. She's a very nice girl, and she has a nice little booty on her.
She said, my man is white, but he has a brown penis with a pink tip.
He has 3 children. We're trying to get them to move back up here.
Is your mother gonna pay for that?
No, girl. He got something because that ring is pretty darn big.
Where did your mom buy that ring?
Really, Chris feels like planning the wedding is getting to my head.
You basically called me what everybody else refers to me as. I'm a princess.
What is special about you? Because I see so much more.
I don't like feeling like I have to prove myself.
And then don't.
To anyone. I'm me, and if you get off of your high horse and meet me where I am, you'll see it.
So, what did it feel like in France when you were trying to relate to the women and they were kind of laughing at you on that first night?
It was very frustrating. And I think being in France away from my home base just made it that much more concentrated and difficult to deal with.
Well, I also don't think that we could relate to what Candiace was saying. I mean, you were essentially saying that Chris got upset because you asked him to hold your purse.
Right. That's not all he said. There was a lot more to that conversation that you did not see. What he actually said to me was, don't let this show go to your head because you ain't That's what he said. And that is along with the princess stuff.
If your fiance is saying you ain't that's...
Yeah, that's trifling. That was a little rude. But Chris and I, the reason that we work is because we are both brutally honest with one another. And I'm not married yet, y'all. I'm learning the journey.
$1 million question from Julia from Tempe, Arizona. Candace, why do you feel the need to always tell everyone about your husband's penis?
Okay.
Chris isn't a bad-looking guy, but that's just TMI.
Okay, yes, it is
How
TMI.
is his brown dick?
Oh.
Well, for the record, in the room, his brown dick is amazing. Remember,
Is Chris coming out here?
He is.
He is.
So we can all check out his package. How you feel about that?
Through his pants.
You feel?
To answer the
Oh,
question.
no, we're going to see the brown dick tonight.
No, we're not, Andy.
What?
Yeah, we're seeing it.
I'm leaving the couch.
We're gonna see it tonight.
Karen is leaving.
I'm leaving the
He'll
couch
be
if we
sitting
pull out a brown
behind
dick.
here, so you won't really get to see
want to
it.
see no mismatched dick.
You seem to bring up his race a lot. Is that a defense mechanism?
I try not to see color. I try to see the person for who they are. And that was what it was with Chris.
Except regarding dicks.
Well, yes.
Well,
I
it was
prefer brown
interesting.
dicks.
You did make a lot of comments about, like, that must be something that white people do. That's that white people stuff. That's white people stuff.
I do.
But, like, why create that line? That
It's
division?
always said in jest. And I could say the same thing about a lot of the things that you say and the way that you approach many issues in your life.
What do I say that is similar to you saying the white and black comparisons?
It doesn't have to be similar. It's just that you stick your nose and your face and your forehead in a lot of things that you have no place in. And then you want to pull back and say, oh, well, maybe I didn't mean that. Monique and the drinks thing. At this point,
So,
it's
but you're dwelling on it. You're bringing it back up.
I'm
So
not.
we're
You
going to
asked me
rehash
for an
it. So now we're
example.
going to rehash
No.
it.
You live and breathe to
You
talk about
said,
people.
but then
You
but
live
then,
and breathe.
But you want to call me
If you are
out.
not talking about
but yet
people,
you did it.
you are not breathing. I didn't ask you to come back in and rehash all of your answers and all of your rehearsed answers.
You sound like Pageant Patty all the time,
Girl,
not me.
and Pageant Patty has a national title, boo, so where's yours? Okay?
I was.
Where's yours?
But I competed for Miss America.
And where were you?
You
were
did
yet
some
clapping in
off-brand
the back.
pageant, girl.
She was
I
yet
can't believe I'm
clapping
arguing
in
about
the back.
this.
Girl, good night.
It's daytime.
Good night. She's talking so
Yellow
go
like
to
the
bed.
sun, so wake on
Good
up,
night.
okay?
You must be weary. Go to bed.
Patricia from Evansville, Indiana said, Candace, why would you be okay marrying a man that's comfortable living in a house that your mother is paying for?
My mother is not paying for our home. So my home, okay, she is paying for our home, but it is not, but it is not in the way that the Saints want to make it so. That home is an investment home, and Chris contributes half of the rent.
She's not a housewife, she's a house daughter. That's great. I'm happy for you.
And you're a house trollop. Be quiet.
How much of the restaurant does Chris own?
That is proprietary information.
That's a valid question
It is
because like,
personal.
our chef
I'm
has
sure it is to you.
a percentage in our restaurants. We call him one of the owners. But
Yes.
in actuality, it's a fairly small percentage. So I think that's a fair question that Andy asked.
That's cute, but it's still no one's
It's a
business.
fair question. So you can
But
deflect all you like.
No,
but
ma'am.
that was a fair
Just because
question.
you
that
like
was
to
a fair
share
question.
everything but your twat with the world,
You
does not
shared,
mean.
you shared your man's penis, and you're going to come for me?
You're both on a reality show about your lives, so
Sure,
I mean,
yes.
there's no.
And we reserve the
let's be
right
clear.
to be judicious about what we share.
What's going on with Chris and his kids?
They're great.
Do you have a relationship with his ex-wife?
I do not. I do not.
You should try to resolve that.
So you think
it's
she
very
should have a relationship with these women?
I think she should have a relationship with the ex-wife. Just a mutual, cordial one, because
Well, we
it's
have
all
that.
about the
We do have
kids.
that. Yes, yes. Yeah.
And if things are contentious between the two
children
of you,
pick up on that.
Yeah,
For sure.
So just understand that.
Naya from Atlanta says it's crazy that you're having over 250 guests at your wedding.
Well, she needs more friends. She needs more friends.
Are all the ladies invited?
Almost everyone is invited.
I haven't been invited.
Right.
Was Ashley invited?
She was, yes.
Have you RSVP'd?
And y'all just called each other twats.
Right.
So y'all understand each
It's a
other's
love-hate
energy.
relationship. What can we
But
say?
she
I mean, I love her
understands the-
ultimately.
That's pageant time.
I think the beauty of Ashley and I's relationship is that, you know, I see in Ashley what I lack in some ways, and that's her free spirit. And I am often very tightly wound, and I can be a little high-strung. Really? Not all the time, just sometimes, child. And I can look past your messiness for the most part because I do see good in you. And so for
That's
that
nice.
reason,
I appreciate
Very
that.
kind.
I appreciate that.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, Giselle gave you some good advice tonight. Do you
Yes.
want to reconsider that invite?
Well, Giselle said she ain't want to come. On multiple occasions, she has said, I don't want to be at that wedding. I don't need to be there.
Invitations cost
I'm gonna
money.
be
You have
sad
to
if I'm
save
not
that
there.
money, too.
So she don't need to come.
Yeah, but do you want to invite her? Whether she wants to come, shouldn't.
messy.
Right, Andy, you're being messy.
Well, that's what I do.
I don't want to invite anyone anywhere that they don't want to be.